Good morning, wonderful fifth grade students. Hopefully you've watched the first couple of videos. I apologize, the second one you may have had to turn your device sideways or try to read your computer with your head sideways because I filmed it at a weird angle, so today we won't have that issue. As you can see though, some highlighting has already been done, so we're going to go over the questions and the answers today, see how we did, and then we'll move on to the next passage. All right. So what I want to do first is let's go to the questions and then we'll go back to the highlighting because we know that's a very important part. You'll also see I already have the answers down, so let's just check and see how we did. Why did people come from Europe to the 13 colonies? Well, we know the correct answer is A. They wanted religious freedom and a better way of life. And we know that because it's right here in the very first part where it says people came from all over Europe seeking freedom or fortune in the colonies, and fortune would be that better way of life. Number 2, the southern colonies had rich land and a mild climate. And the effect of this was that A, those colonies focused on agriculture. And again, we know this because in our opening paragraphs, it said the southern colonies had fertile soil and sunshine necessary for farms, supporting that answer. Number 3, based on the passage, it can be concluded that D, each colony's location affected its business. And as we went through the first 3 sections talking about the northern colonies, New England, the middle colonies, and the southern colonies, we had a big focus on location. Number 4, read the following sentence. Town life was centered on the church. If you did not belong to the church, you were an outcast. Well, first of all, outcast is an unfamiliar word. So to figure out the definition, one of the things we have to do is look and see how it's used. The best choice is going to be D, someone kicked out of a social group. The actual dictionary definition is outcast, a person who has been rejected by society or a social group. Matches up perfect. We know unfamiliar words can be difficult, so we've got to use those details to help figure out what it means and look for those supporting details. Number 5, the passage background to the colonies is mostly about, well, as you can see by my cool squid sticky note, mostly means main idea. So what is the main idea of this passage? Is it A, the difference in weather between the colonies? I don't remember a whole lot about that. B, the biggest city in each colony and why it was so big? Again, I don't remember a whole lot about that. C, the ground that was shared by all of the colonies? A little bit there. And D, the 3 groups of colonies and how they were different. Well, we definitely had 3 sections of the northern, middle, and southern colonies and what made them so different. So our best choice would be D, the 3 groups of colonies and how they were different. Answers will vary a little bit for 6 and 7, so let's do it together. What was the biggest city among the colonies, and what colony was it in? When we look back for our text evidence, we're going to find that the biggest city is not Boston in New England. A lot of people probably chose that because it said Boston, which began as the Massachusetts Bay Colony, became the most important port city in the colonies. But that is not what we're talking about. We are trying to figure out what was the biggest. So the correct answer is going to be Philadelphia, also called the city on the hill, was the biggest city in all of the colonies. Number 7, based on the passage, explain how the New England colonies would have been different if they did not have many trees. Well, coming from the passage, we know that it was a little similar to Wilmington. It had so many trees and trees that worked out perfect to make it one of the big port cities. So how New England colonies would have been different if they did not have many trees? Well, it obviously wouldn't have been quite as important because shipping was a major industry at this time and it would not have been a successful port city. Number 8, the question below is an incomplete sentence. Choose the answer that best completes the sentence. New York didn't have a lot of farms, blank. It was a shipping and trading center. The best choice is going to be A. Instead, it was a shipping and trading center. All right, so there's our answers for the first passage. I'm going to do a totally different video for colonization and the Revolutionary War, introduction to the Revolutionary War here shortly, and you'll be able to check that out. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully you did well on that first passage and you're feeling strong about it.